Welcome back to another episode of Two Peas Out the Pod with Johnny and Shay.
What's up, guys?
Welcome back to, hold on, let me start again as my forehead itched.
Oh, yeah, hold on. You heard that, ladies and gentlemen? Her forehead itch, and you just missed that blooper.
Whatever.
So yeah, we're gonna definitely put that one in there, and the blooper right there.
So they thought it was just another summer at camp, s'mores, pranks, and teenage crushes. But behind those trees, something sinister was lurking, and no one was ready for the ending. Sleepaway Camp wasn't just another 80s slasher, it became one of the most talked about finales in horror history. So stick around for bonus content as we reveal the real life story behind the film's shocking ending and how it changed horror forever. We are going to keep the spoiler till the end, so if you guys do want to see what it is, then just stick tuned to the end. If not, then we'll say spoiler, and at that point, just call it a day and go watch it.
Yeah, man, I will definitely say this. You need
Don't
to
give
go.
it away now.
I wasn't, but
Okay.
thanks. I was gonna say yes. It's a great slasher film. I would say mystery. I would say, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was, a lot of parts were very interesting. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We were
My
laughing a few times. We were like, "Wow,
Yeah,
really?"
there's gonna be my portion where I'm gonna drop down 6 major items that I thought was a bit questionable, but very progressive and also very accurate, I thought, in my opinion, on how people see other people these days.
So, guys, the origins, written and directed by Robert Hiltzik. He was a law student inspired by 70s horror trends and the rise of the Friday the 13th. So, he wasn't a writer, he wasn't a director, he wasn't a producer. He literally just watched those movies and, the 70s horror trends and was like, oh, I should make a slasher film.
I mean, come on now, why not? I mean, who wouldn't wa who wouldn't wanna watch a slasher horror film?
Yeah.
I mean,
But
look
it's
at
just a weird, I don't know. It just seems a weird thing to want to do if you're not in that realm. But I get it. I get it.
Hey man, I mean, come on now. Like, there could be, let's say, for example, like you said, that same law student can actually be like, "Oh man, I'm a biker enthusiast." You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
So,
So it was filmed in the summer of 1982 at a real New York camp, summer camp, which added to the authenticity of the story.
oh, that's
So
cool.
just like the summer camp you went to.
Mine was a Christian. It was called
No,
Camp
but I'm just
Shiloh.
saying it's still a
Yeah,
summer camp thing where you stay
yeah,
overnight in cabins and all that stuff.
yeah. It was a sleepaway camp. So,
So good
good
thing you didn't
times.
see this movie before you went there.
Yeah,
Probably
man.
wouldn't
Good.
care. The film story was driven by the innocence of childhood colliding with trauma. Hiltzik wanted a camp movie with teeth, a twist that would make audiences question everything by the final frame, which you definitely will at the end. Produced independently on a small budget, distributors were skeptical until early screenings gained cult following and buzz.
Yeah, I will definitely say that it definitely gotten a cult following on there. I would say on top of it, it was a very shocking ending. I wasn't really expecting it, but then again, I mean, the aunt in the beginning was a bit little off her rocker.
Yeah. And then cast and crew. Felissa Rose was Angela Baker. She was the main little girl character. Her first acting role was this movie. She was only 13 at the time. Jonathan Tiersten was Ricky, Angela's protective cousin. And then Karen Fields was Judy, the camp bully. And she looked like a 40-year-old woman.
Yeah, yeah, she definitely
Like her
looked at
little
oh no,
attitude and stuff.
yes,
It was like, what is
no,
happening
like
here?
you can tell like she actually took some either like from an actress like in from the 40s or
Yeah.
50s because like her freaking stage present felt like she was supposed to play 16 but she played 45
Even what she was wearing and her makeup and hair. And it was like, and I kept asking Johnny, I was like, how old are these kids supposed to be in this movie? Because this is weird.
again. Uh, those ages vary from what I believe that's supposed to be a camp from like 12 to like 16, I believe.
Yeah, but they still were suspiciously doing things that should not have been being done
Oh,
12 to 16.
oh, best
we'll,
believe
we'll talk
that.
about it. And then Mike Kellen, he was Mel, the camp owner, and this was his final film role. And then obviously Robert Hiltzik both wrote and directed, rare for a debut indie horror project. So basically, they usually don't have brand new directors that write and direct the indie horror film. It's pretty rare.
Well, that's pretty good. I mean, I know if I had written something, I definitely would wanna step in the chair. I mean, a little known fact, Arnold Schwarzenegger's first thing was a Tales from the Crypt episode. You don't quote me on what episode it is or what season it was, but uh, there was an episode that when you seen Arnold Schwarzenegger visit the crypt keeper. At that moment, it says in the title too of the episode that he directed too. So that was pretty cool.
And then the crew included mostly first timers. We were even saying that when we saw the credits come up at the beginning. We're like, we don't know who any of these people
Yeah, I
are.
didn't know who any of those people were.
Even since then, like not names that you can recognize.
Yeah, no, no. I mean, the camp owner. I have seen him in other films before, but I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah. This helped though with the movie's raw, unpolished energy, helping its cult status later on. So, as far as the budget goes, they spent a whopping 350,000,
Wow,
which is a lot of money for an indie film, I think.
350,000. Damn. Don't you know you can buy a house in this market right now with that?
Hmm.
It's awesome.
Well, I mean, if you take inflation, 1982, 350,000 was probably more like 700,000. I mean, as
Mm.
far as like how much more money was back then, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like everything was cheaper, basically.
Facts.
So they grossed about 11 million, which was a lot for an indie horror film in 1983. So it opened quietly in the box office, but it gained traction through words of mouth and drive-in circuits. So it was a big drive-in hit, which I could see why. That'd be kind of scary to
Yeah,
watch
man, I
in a
mean,
drive-in.
to watch the shocking ending, yeah, on the big screen while
Yeah.
sitting in the car, yeah.
And then VHS rentals skyrocketed in the late 80s, cementing its cult following also. And it was considered one of the most profitable low budget horror films of the decade, which is crazy for somebody's first film, no known actors, all the stuff. That's nuts.
Yeah, nah, it was totally nuts,
So, what made this film unique was it was set in a real functioning camp with actual teenage extras for authenticity. They subverted the typical slasher formula by focusing on awkward teen dynamics and uncomfortable realism. And then the final reveal became one of the most infamous endings in horror, mixing shock and taboo themes. And we'll talk about that at the end if you want to know what it was about.
I would say it's, progressive.
Yeah. And then they use practical effects and low lighting to hide budget limits and create tension, kind of like The Conjuring, Jaws, all these other ones we've been talking
Yeah.
about.
We, uh we are, shouting out to any, future developers that are interested in making horror movies or anything like that. Definitely, we would love to watch them. And also, if it's not gonna do good now, just know that most of all these films that we thought that, "Oh, man," we watch them now, but they did very phenomenally, very well,
Mhm.
because of obviously cult followings, VHS, DVD, streaming and all that, so,
And then critics at the time were divided, calling it a disturbing, genius, and tasteless exploitation.
it was not tasteless.
It was
I
very, like you said, very progressive for 1982. Like
Right.
shockingly
Yes.
progressive.
Yes.
So yeah. But yeah, as Johnny mentioned, they had some sequels. They actually have a few more than you think. They had more than 2. So they had
Damn.
a
See?
Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers. That one was in 1988, so 6 years later. So Angela returned a cheerful camp counselor
Really?
with murderous tendencies.
Oh, man, she came back? Damn, dude.
And then Sleepaway Camp 3, it was a teenage wasteland. That was the year after in 1989. It was a continuation of her rampage, more dark comedy than horror.
Oh, really? So they just made it ju so they made it
There's
just
more.
like, they made it as, what is it? Toxic Avenger with the, dark humor.
Yeah. And then Sleepaway Camp 4, The Survivor from 2012. And it was unfinished footage from the 90s completed decades later. So they basically took a bunch of footage and they made
So
number
they,
4.
grizzlied
Yeah.
to it pretty much.
Pretty much.
They grizzly
I wonder if
to
there's
the
just scenes in the forest of animals running along. Just
I'm
kidding.
sure. I'm sure there is.
And then oh, that was in 2012, but before that, they made Return to Sleepaway Camp in 2008, which was actually directed by Robert Hiltzik, and it was a sequel to the original, which ignored parts 2 and 3 because he didn't work on those. So I guess he did do a second one, which I guess I had that wrong, but somewhere I read that this was I guess this was his only movie, even though he made a second one, but
Damn. Was it the same actress in that one?
I don't know. So 30 years later is when he made it.
Damn. So, well, well, I hope that was that second to fourth one.
That one was in 2008, so it was after the 2nd and 3rd one, but he didn't acknowledge them at all because he didn't work on those. So
Hey, in my book, I just wanted to shout this out. I would rank this one out of five. I would give it a strong three on this one. It's a great film. Angela Baker's aunt, Martha, like the beginning was just kind of creepy.
yeah, she was a creep.
She was a creepo.
But that explains the whole, like, ending too.
Yeah, yeah, it did. It explained it a lot to me.
So there are rumors of a modern reboot, which have circulated since 2018. Felissa Rose has publicly said that she'd be thrilled to return as a producer or a cameo role. Rights ownerships has changed hands, but the franchise still draws fan film tributes and retro screenings. Given the success of Friday the 13th revival talks, Sleepaway Camp could be next in line for a remake. No official project yet, but horror insiders suggest a new take is quietly being pitched.
Oh well, is it being pitched to Jordan Peele, or are they just going to slap
I
his,
don't
or are
know.
they just going to slap his name on it
Or maybe
again?
they're just gonna have Bloomhouse do it.
I don't know. It's just it's very hard for me to like get
I wonder
behind.
if the main director guy would actually come back and redo it again, or
Or is he going to do a cameo in it and do like some Stan Lee type shit? Just like
I don't
come
know.
be in it. But they have part one on Amazon Prime. Part two, again, just like we did the Candyman one. At least the main actor was always in all of them until he passed away. God bless his soul. But besides that, guys, I mean, if you and this goes out for anybody that's gonna do a freaking horror film. Listen, if you're gonna do it and you know you're gonna expand into a trilogy or I don't know, into how many more that you want, then bitch, then work on that whole thing first and then break it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is known for one of the most jaw-dropping final scenes in horror history. It's also analyzed for the themes and debates that it brings, and it inspires future horror filmmakers. And also, it also appears, guys, on top 10 horror twist lists. And its low budget and practical execution are actually taught in film schools to teach indie horror production. So
Damn.
that's pretty cool
That's some
legacy for it.
yeah, that's real cool, man. That's fucking amazing.
So, what happened to the director slash writer Robert Hiltzik after Sleepaway Camp? So, he stepped away from filmmaking entirely for nearly 2 decades. He pursued a career in law, graduating from NYU Law School and becoming a New York attorney. He stayed out of Hollywood spotlights until fans began rediscovering Sleepaway Camp through VHS and conventions in the late 1990s. And then in the early 2000s, horror forums and cult audiences pushed him to return to the franchise, leading him to direct the 2008 Return to Sleepaway Camp, which was technically the second one.
Yeah.
But unlike many 80s horror directors, he didn't build a large filmography. Sleepaway Camp remains his defining work. Today, he occasionally participates in fan interviews and conventions, embracing its cult legacy. But his career is a reminder that sometimes one film is enough to etch your name into horror history.
There you are. Exactly that. Like all you need is just that one solid film in there. You don't need to remake or keep it going on at that moment in time.
Yep.
Again,
Do you want to pull up social media hit list and then we can do your section?
yes.
So, for social media hit list today, guys, it was a busy day for that. So, first one is apparently a rat broke into an ATM and ate $19,000 worth of cash.
Damn, $19,000 worth of cash,
I'm
dog.
sure they have insurance, right?
Yeah,
Where
no, no, of course, man, but
that's like a little robber
19,000,
rat.
that's a little robber rot, dog.
You know that one movie we saw where the was it a f what was his pet that would help break into stuff, remember?
Ooh, I think I know which one you're talking about. It's a J.K. Rowling movie.
Yeah.
Fantastic World of Beasts or something like that.
But anyway, his, pet,
Oh,
like,
no,
shiny stuff that helps him break into stuff.
it's a platypus.
Oh, platypus.
It's a platypus.
But
That's what it
anyway,
was.
that's what this reminded me of.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was
Yeah,
like,
it
"Oh,
does.
man, if somebody could get this little rat for a friend, it could help them if they were, like, doing that type of stuff."
Huh, yeah, man.
I don't know why he was eating it. I guess he just likes eating paper, I guess. So, yeah, that was pretty crazy. And then the second one, it's more on the downside, guys, sorry, but R&B singer D'Angelo
Oh,
unfortunately passed away today at
sorry
51
about
years
that.
old. He had lost his battle with pancreatic cancer. I guess it wasn't in the public because he was keeping it on private.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
So, yeah, thoughts and prayers to his family. So, I just put this one in because it's Florida, guys. So, Mark Wahlberg
Hell
is
yeah.
buying his, I guess, biggest house to date, $47 million for a South Florida mansion. It's a lakeside estate so grand that it's been dubbed Billionaire's Row. They have 30-foot ceilings, a private car showroom, a cigar room, and a 170,000-gallon saltwater pool. The place is straight out of Casino Royale. But what's drawing Wahlberg most isn't the glamour, it's the privacy. So
Hell yeah.
basically, it's a kind of like in a secretive community where nobody can get in and bother them. So
Facts. These are the
I guess
facts,
those
guys.
Wahlbergs that we buy are paying off for the guy.
Yeah, them Wallaburgers. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dog. Best believe that.
So yeah. Anyways, that's the hit list for today, guys. So do you want to talk about your section now? So I
My
wanted to
section
make
is the
sure I
best
told you to do it.
section. Hell
Really?
yeah, guys. All right, so like listen, right off the back, these are my I call these my Johnny moments.
Oh, that's
Uh
their new title for your section?
no,
Oh,
these
cool.
no these
That's way more appropriate. Thanks.
are call them Johnson moments if you want to.
Okay.
Johnson moments. Already off the top, I just want to say they did a great job in the beginning of the movie. If anybody remembers Bambi, what happened in the beginning of Bambi? Bam. Mom right off the back.
I don't lie.
Oh, bam, unalive. Still works regardless. Right off the back, you know,
It
brother.
wasn't the mom
No, it was a brother and sister, but it was the dad that got bam unalived right off the back.
and the brother, right? The dad and the brother? Or
Well, all I'm gonna
well, they
say.
don't tell you that at the
No,
beginning.
no, no,
Sorry.
no, no, no.
The
No, this is what happens.
dad and the
It's
sister, they
no.
don't
What
tell you.
happens is teens being teens, and only one person survived. So all I'm gonna say there's a boy and a girl and a dad, and one survived. It felt like to me, to be honest, it felt like Hunger Games. Actually, it felt like Saw the movie. You know, where you just have the killer sitting right there, which is the teen that's driving a vehicle. Where homeboy that came from law school, then writing, came up with that idea. He must have thought of Bambi. You know, get people emotionally involved into it, and bam,
Yeah.
right there. Now, the second part of it, I'm gonna say that I don't know. I was trying to look up this actor's name. I'm glad they don't have this actor's name. We're just gonna call him Head Chef because that's what he was
Or they
known
said
as, the head
cook.
chef. So right off the back, being a creep with the kids. As soon as the kids were coming off the bus, you got kids of all ages, ranging from 12 to 16. And these were his words. Look at all these youngins. Looking very creepish. The camera, he had something in his mouth he was like chewing on, maybe like a string of hay, or I don't know. But he was looking at those kids awfully strange.
Yeah,
Side eye.
it's bad when the camp counselor safety talk starts with rule number 1, don't make eye contact with the cook.
Right. So, and then number 3, again, the head chef off the back after seeing the kids coming off the bus. They only slept for like one day. Next day, they had to eat breakfast. What happens? The young woman didn't want to eat anything, and what happened? One of the counselors says, "Oh, well, we can go in the back and we can get to the head chef, and he can get you whatever you want." Now she goes to the quote unquote back to the food pantry and stuff, and look what happens to the head chef. He comes out taking his belt to show his Johnson to that little girl. And then look, lucky enough, her cousin came to the rescue for that.
Yeah. That wasn't like I mean, I guess in 1982, it was okay to put that stuff in there, but it was definitely like,
I
"What is
mean,
happening?"
that's what I'm trying to say. It was a bit
I mean, it
like
does.
I said, again, it was progressive for the awareness side of that side of like, hey, when you take your kids and they're going to one of those sleepaway camps, this can possibly happen. Or you, and my quote, hey, this is what the head chef said. Don't tell anybody what happened. Anybody.
Mhm.
And look what happened.
Mhm.
Now, the fourth item is
We were
yes,
laughing on that one.
yes. The fourth item on my list is the comically pot that they had sitting on the stove. It was literally a 10-foot freaking pot that he was boiling for a whole bunch of corn, like a lot of corn,
It looked
dude.
like an accident waiting to happen regardless.
Yes, it was an accident waiting to happen. And yes, if you're gonna say, "Oh man, it's a 10-foot pot," yes, that's how that the chef finally got what he wanted was to get burnt, and he got burnt. So, and then on top of it, it's 10 foot. He literally had to use a stool too. I would have to use a stool. Definitely, Shay would have to use a stool.
Yeah.
And then my fifth item, everyone looked at older on that. It was really hard for me to pinpoint their age. And their outfits.
That's back in the day though too, because if you look back at, like, yearbooks or stuff from back then, they look 40. I don't know why. It's
I
like
did,
they look old back then. I don't know if it's, like, the way the film worked or photography or something or whatever, but
or maybe the food
or the
back then,
style.
or maybe the food back then and makeup just made you look
I
older.
don't know. It's so
I don't
weird.
know. But yeah, there was that whole ordeal, and then the outfits. Like, I know it's 1980s, guys, but come on now, man. It was like the half cut shirts, and then that's the only thing about watching 80s films that yes, I felt like if I was gonna sit with the kids and we're gonna like show them a slasher film, yes, everyone in the 80s wore tighty whities. Never heard of boxers. Never thought about it.
And also they showed the on one part, they showed the kids doing a skinny dip, the boys, and they showed all their butts. So if they're really supposed to be 12 to 15, it was like, I don't know if
Yes,
that's really
that's
appropriate.
very
Maybe nowadays that would
inappropriate.
be like, what would it be considered you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
exploitation or whatever. I don't know. It just
And then like listen, and then my fifth item is yeah, other than everybody looks older outfits, I felt like this film was aimed for a PDF. It was I felt like this was a
yeah,
PDF handbook, or at least a top tier out of the top two
maybe it goes
films.
on to their horror list for
Yeah,
their
no, no, no,
exam.
no, no. This movie has got to be like the top two films that PDFs love to watch.
Yeah.
It's this and Kids, the movie Kids, and that. These must be the two movies they love to watch.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know. Because judging on the ages and everything, I couldn't really get my head around it. But on my sixth item, which is a great name for the my sixth item for my sixth sense, the ending was very, very, very progressive.
You can tell them the ending now. We're getting close.
Oh yeah, so the progressive
Oh,
ending.
spoiler, guys, spoiler.
Oh yeah, spoiler
If you don't
alert!
wanna do it, then just turn it off now.
Spoiler alert on this one. The ending is like I said earlier at number one. One of the people had survived. It was actually the son. Now Angie Baker is actually a boy at the end. So
The aunt made him do that.
the aunt made him do
She
it.
was like, "I already have a boy, so if you wanna come to the house, you have to be a girl."
Yes. Which if you thought in the beginning when you were seeing the aunt that she's got a couple of marbles lost, your intentions were correct. And you will survive anything that comes to you because if you saw the movie, bam, that's how it felt like. So and obviously I kind of knew that she was the killer. I mean, come on now. You're not talking at all and then you started talking to some sweet boy, and then on top of it, there was like oh, a dream effect that happens, and her dad, in the beginning of the film, was actually gay,
Yeah.
and hence the reason why that young boy was talking to Angela, and Angela didn't know how to react because you're becoming a teen and you're going through hormones, and hormones, you don't know how to react or do any of that. And then on top of that, you got a nest and a bird hanging out there, so with a couple of little berries and stuff.
Yeah, and she kept, like, not wanting to participate in any of the stuff at camp, like swimming or because she didn't wanna
Hmm.
get into a bathing suit, because obviously
Yep.
and all that stuff, so they were, like, picking on her and everything.
Yeah, and then if anybody's been bullied or has been the bully or a cyber bully, you've seen your work at end. Either one person unalives himself, or two, you become that person's victim. So,
Yeah.
uh,
So, yeah, the film had, definitely a homosexual scene,
mhm.
and it was just, like, for 1982, like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah. For that time, it was a very progressive film. I would say
Oh,
that,
and the PDF stuff too.
and the PDF stuff.
Yeah.
So it actually was very, very progressive for a film. So if you guys are wanting to watch a film that you're like, hey man, I want something that has 2025 to it, then this 1982 film, Sleepaway Camp, is the film that you want to watch. And again, Two Peas Out the Pod gives it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah. And that takes us to bonus content, guys. So, we kind of already gave it away, but the ending shock value came from Hiltzik's idea that horror should mirror human repression. So the reveal of Angela's identity was meant to symbolize buried trauma and societal confusion, not just a cheap scare. But the twist, Felissa Rose had no idea how the ending would be filmed. The final face reveal was done with a body double cast from a college student wearing a mask of her likeness, shot secretly at night with almost no crew. The chilling scream we hear, it wasn't scripted. That genuine discomfort on set became the most haunting frame of the 1980s.
Bam. And that right there
So they
is
did like
how
a
you,
whole secretive ending for even the cast.
yeah. So bam.
Yeah.
That just made it more crazier.
I don't
And
know. The guy that wrote this, he must have been, I don't know, maybe, well, I guess he was in New York. So maybe at the time he was kind of understanding what this stuff was about. But
yeah.
I guess in a progressive area of the country for 1982
Okay,
possibly
so
helped him, think of all that stuff.
so no, it's just at the time, when he probably filmed that yes, for the cast, yes, it was very shocking for them, but when he filmed it and then being from New York, seeing the progression of everything of how that was, it was okay. But again, like you said, it has a cult following. It started to have a cult following after the fact. And maybe at that time, just like if I was Miramax or I don't know, TriStar at the time back then or anything, I wouldn't want to take the risk of putting it and out there because then it's gonna get scrutinized and that's gonna be a whole PR team of its own.
Yeah.
Um, there's only so much of what the industry can do to prevent. So that's why they would probably, that's why they have those what are those screenings. So, and then, yeah, people are feeling
Yeah.
like that type of way, then they're not gonna try to put that out there.
And I didn't say earlier because I didn't want to wreck what we were gonna, reveal, but it has made onto LGBTQI plus horror retrospectives. Their list.
So again, it's a great film. I would say if I had a collection back here, that would probably be one of my films I would have on there. I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, I can say back of like I can try to think of at least one which was a pretty good trilogy, I said, in my opinion. And this is just the first three Alien movies, but it's just when they kept on going on and on and on and on. I thought the first three was very good.
Mm,
But you keep on building upon it. Yeah, I'm still gonna watch it, but I'm gonna wait for it on streaming service.
right. So, guys, and just like that, summer camp was never the same again. Sleepaway Camp proved that you don't need a Hollywood budget to make an unforgettable nightmare. Just the right twist at the right moment. So, before you pack your bags for your next camping trip, maybe check out who's sharing the cabin with you first.
Hey, quick, before we close it out, have you been to a sleepaway camp?
I went to, like, Bible camp, and it was at a church. It wasn't, at a cabin camp. You know what I
But
mean?
oh,
Like, they
okay.
had it at the actual church.
Alright, but, so for how long? Was it for, like, a week or
No,
2
it was just
weeks?
for, like, 2 nights.
2 nights? Oh, so like a
We went
weekend type thing?
camping as kids, so for us for my parents weren't gonna pay for us to go to a camp because we did that anyway.
Right, 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 right,
Yeah.
right. Um, did you have any fun experiences? Any teenage experience while you're out there? No,
At
nothing?
the Bible camp?
Yeah, the Bible camp.
Uh, yeah, sure.
Oh, you did?
So that Bible camp, the first night so the boys were in one area and the girls I think I was, like, 13, I don't know.
Oh, that's
Boys are on
that's
one
that's
side, the
usually
girls
that's
were on one
usually
side,
that's usually always how it always happens.
and then the girls decided that we were gonna sneak out the window. It was winter, by the way.
Damn,
So,
it's cold.
yeah, there was, like, snow built up to the 2nd floor, so
Damn,
we
y'all
went
niggas do
out the
this shit at
window and, got outside. Well, we couldn't get back in because it was, like, icy or whatever. Couldn't get back in. So then we finally had to just go basically knock the door and have one of the counselors let us back in. But anyway, so we got in trouble, then they called our parents, and then they had to come pick us up at 4 AM.
Really? Again, I went to a Christian camp in upstate New York. Uh, I think the only I guess I got a kiss, like, 3 like, was it 3 days before we were going back home, and we were there for, like, a whole month. I
Oh
believe
my
it was, like,
god.
for, like, the whole summer. So,
Were you homesick?
no, I was not homesick at
Oh,
all.
you're having fun?
I was having fun,
You're like,
but
"I don't
dude,
wanna go home
no,
past
well,
that place."
no, because what it is that, we went there's, like, a swimming pool there, there's
Oh,
a
you used to
lake.
swim? Oh, you used to go in the lake?
No, I didn't go into no
Oh,
lake.
you used to go in the canoe?
No, I didn't go in no
Oh, you used
canoe.
to go in the raft?
No, we didn't
Oh,
go
you used to
nowhere.
do all this stuff?
No, we didn't do none of that type of shit. So, the only thing that we did was, yes, every morning we would have to sing, Amazing Grace, uh, God's Amazing God. We used to have to sing that at least 3, 4, Christian songs.
Just to get the good juices flowing.
If you like,
The good Christian
just
juices.
if you like, go ahead. Yep. So then after that, I remember if it was yesterday. So then after that, we'll have some oatmeal, or some days it was like pancakes with sausage. The little cereal things and everything. So those are how your mornings were, and then afternoon. Now, like, okay, so I said like around. I say we had to wake up around 7. Breakfast is around 8, and then like around 9 to 11 is you guys kind of have cleanup duty. So just because we might have had an event before, okay, so we have to clean up from the night before or whatever. So that was our thing. So each day they had some type of thing happening or whatever, but
Mm.
we would have to clean up. So we would know. So just remember, we made a mess last night, but don't forget, when you're up in the morning after singing some God music for a moment, we're gonna be cleaning up about this. So we'll clean up and stuff, and then from there,
And
since
then
you
read the Bible.
no, we didn't have to read the Bible.
Mm.
So then from there, at that point, it's like 11. So then they start like giving out lunch. Then after lunch, you go to the pool for a little bit.
What'd you eat for lunch?
For lunch, it was like bologna sandwiches. I want you to understand, this Christian camp must have been in association with school lunches that you were getting, because you still got the little chocolate milks and everything. Fridays, we did get Domino's. We had somebody come out, drive out to us to Domino's and everything. Oh, also, when you get there, there's like a big ass gate. So, like, even if you did try to escape in a way, there's a gate and there's like somebody being there, because they would call us that they would call it in saying that, hey, Domino's is coming in with their pizzas and stuff.
Mm.
So that was like one thing, one other thing. And then I think the last 2 weeks we did do some regular camping and everything, not just being in the barracks and stuff like that, or cabins.
So what activities did you do?
We did archery. We had like swimming and shit, but I suck at swimming, so
You didn't try, or you
well,
tried?
no. Actually, no. Let's just say that's how your boy over here learned how to do doggy paddle from that camp. So that's why I think God gives me a fighting chance in the water. He's like, I gave you doggy paddle, so you doggy paddle your ass home.
Wow.
So then there was archery. There was I learned how to make a fire, and then regular camping. Um, obviously learning how to just, like, use the environment and then
So it's like Boy Scout slash Bible camp.
yeah, pretty much. And then, I got my, well, not my first kiss, but my 3rd kiss, there. So, it was nice. And then the whole thing was is that I love how, like, oh, so this whole month that, you had a crush on me.
You don't know where she was from? You don't even know her last name probably, huh? You wish it was the one that got away, wasn't
No, I no,
it?
dude, like I said, didn't know her, forgot her name, didn't even know where she came from, but
Good joke.
she came to me, told me, "Oh, well, I had a crush." I was like,